Hello, everyone. It has been far too long since I made a vlog for this channel. This is Classy Agent. I'm Jennifer Adams. I'm an insurance agent with Brave Northwest Insurance, currently serving Washington State, but moving on up to get licensed in Idaho and Oregon, so I can truly claim to be about Northwest, the Pacific Northwest. Anyway, I think it's been about 2 weeks since I've vlogged, and it's because life has been very busy. But here I am. Okay, so the catch up that I have is I am moving and grooving with my business. You guys, it is such a relief. And prior to becoming an insurance agent, since the start of the pandemic, I would call my career, it felt very futile. I wrote a couple books, I tried selling my art, and I would have like initial success and then it would just kind of fizzle out. And so I was so used to, for about the last few years, just really feeling like a career failure, that I was kind of expecting, I was hopeful, but I was not sure how quickly my business would take off and succeed. And boy, can I say that I just feel like I'm in the right field, And so far, in the last 6 weeks, it's been kind of a steady stream. I would say that I have bound 7 policies, but I have ran probably close to 20 quotes. And so that's really good. I'm proud of myself. And so this is what I would say. I'm going to throw it out there for anyone who's tuning in and is a new agent and you feel frustrated because the first 90 days, if you can get past the first 90 days, that's usually where people quit, because I didn't start binding policies until 3 months in. I probably made 1,000 calls, or at least close to that. I would say that I put in maybe 200 hours before I even bound one policy. And that's just rough estimating, but it was definitely like a long haul, trek adventure to my first bound policy. And so what I would say is don't give up, keep going, and find your niche, okay? Because they put a lot of pressure on you, and like the first thing that they tell you is to buy leads. But if you don't have the money to buy leads, honestly, Google is your best friend. Like all you need to do is just, what kind of insurance are you selling? And what kind of businesses or customers in the area need that kind of insurance? And just pick up your phone and start dialing. Because what will happen is you'll find your niche, especially every territory, every area that you're in has a different kind of need. Every community has like a different niche for the kind of insurance that might succeed there. So just start putting your feelers out there and get going, because that's what I have noticed has been my area of success, is just, so my niche so far, what's coming to me the most is auto and manufactured mobile home. So if you're in Washington and you need auto insurance or mobile home insurance, go to my website and call me. But yeah, that's really been where the majority of my policies have been coming from. And I've just been like calling around to different mobile home parks and letting them know that I sell insurance for mobile homes. And that has been really good for me. And this is a bit of like, I'm kind of just not gatekeeping my secrets here. So steward them well, you guys. That's just what I'm letting you know, that so that you can proceed forward with the same strategy. Is what is the need in your territory? And you've got to call all the areas, like I started out calling for commercial, and that did not really bear fruit. So I started moving around to different areas. And the great thing about insurance is whatever kind of insurance you're in, you literally have probably about 30 products you can sell. There's about at least 30 categories of different products that you sell, of different kinds of insurance that you can offer through your carriers, or through your agency. And so you just got to cover every category and see which one bears fruit for your agency. And I really do think that it is kind of like, I don't know. I mean, I'm a believer in Jesus, and I believe it is spiritual. It's like we all have our giftings, and so God will bring the people to you, just like the parable of sowing the seeds. You plant the seeds, you nurture the seeds, but some of them might not grow and some of them will. And also the seeds that grow the best are on the best soil. So just make sure that your agency has good soil, meaning that you're doing things with integrity. Okay, and that's the next thing I want to actually touch on is that this type of business insurance, there is a lot of insurance scams out there. There's a lot of like people doing insurance in unethical ways. There's a lot of just, people wheeling and dealing out there in insurance. And so what I would say is be the insurance agent that tells the truth. Okay. Because what I have noticed, first of all, there's a huge temptation to try and skirt through some of the underwriting. Okay. Anyone in insurance is going to be like, yeah, I know what she's talking about. So if you're brand new, you'll get deeper into underwriting as you figure things out. But underwriters are the one that say yay or nay to the policy. And, sometimes it seems unfair. And the thing that's hard is that people come to you and they need insurance. Sometimes it's a legal requirement, most of the time. And so when you have to tell them, no, the underwriters will not cover this policy, it is a huge disappointment. And for me, I'm a people pleaser. I'm a recovering people pleaser. And this has been a good exercise for me because, you can kind of fudge the answers sometimes and try and skirt around and push a policy through. You can do that. It's within your power to do that. But that's not good business. And then you have trouble later with claims not coming through and people being upset, both underwriters and clients. So in the long run, it is not worth it to lie in order to make a commission. Don't lie. Tell the truth. And you know what? It really puts you between a rock and a hard place, but either way it does. If you lie, that puts you between a rock and a hard place. And if you tell the truth, it does too, in the sense that sometimes you have to tell someone no who desperately wants to hear yes and needs you. They might even need that insurance. But what I do is if I have to tell someone that, I'm not able to cover them with the carriers that I carry, I will do my due diligence and research for them some companies that might cover their claims or cover their policy, their needs. And so I don't ever just leave them, without answers. And I really do my best to make sure that I hand them off to a situation where they're at least getting more of their questions answered and making sure that I forward them towards success and getting covered. So that's how I feel better about having to say no, but also I want to make sure that I'm, forwarding them in a successful way and not just saying no, and cutting them off from what they need. So there's a way you can be very generous. And, yes, insurance is a sales business, but really, if you do it with the right heart, you're actually really helping people. And that's what I'm learning to love about being in insurance. So yeah, they say that 89% of people, 92% of people quit insurance, but 8% stay. And you know what? I don't know why 92% of them quit. Maybe because you don't make very much at the beginning, but I am loving it and I don't feel any desire to quit. So, that's what I have to share today. If you have any questions, please post them below. If you need a quote for property or casualty insurance, please go to my website and feel free to reach out. I'd love to run a quote for you if you're in Washington State. See you guys again soon.